Hello everybody, I'm Ard, and welcome to another episode of Minecraft Enigmatica 2 Expert. This week, you might notice that I have moved my sheep over here. And I fixed the issue with my tree farm not going fast enough by adding cyclic sprinklers to all four sides, which is dramatically increasing the output. I also made it a little bit larger. So supply is no longer an issue for the wood. So I guess this means I'm all out of excuses to build this first expansion to my base. Behind me, I've got this shulker box already filled up with materials to get started on this. Let's take a look inside. Inside it, you can see I've got the standard array of materials that I've already used on my main base. This chunk is not going to look all that different from my normal base right now. I also removed all of the stuff from behind the base and stored it in here until I can move it to a Botania and Astral Sorcery specific type areas. And I made two gadgets to work with here. One, an Unbreakable Builder's Wand, which is made with another star, which we now have coming out of our Wither farm. So this was kind of a no-brainer to make. It does a much longer range than the normal Builder's Wand, and as it says, does not break. You can upgrade these by just combining two of the same type, and they do a larger block range, and again, up to an even larger one. So this is pretty much my main tool for helping me build things, because I'm mostly doing repeats on this one. The other thing that I made was just because I couldn't remember how to work was the Building Gadget, which lets you build larger areas and in different patterns than the Builder's Wand does. I personally find the Building Gadget works better for me for like skyblock maps. Because if you hit the button to open up the menu for it and the default is G, it opens up a radial menu that shows you different patterns you can build. So like walls, stairs, a grid for like doing checker boxes, columns, but it lets you go up and down, which is the important part for skyblocks. So it lets you build below you, and it lets you set, ranges for how far up and down you can go. It does, however, use power, unlike the Builder's one. But like I said, I'm mostly using it to expand known small patterns. There are other Building Gadget machines that we can use that are useful, like the Exchanging Gadget, which lets you swap out blocks, and the Copy Paste, which lets you move whole buildings, as well as a templating system to build multiples of the same buildings over and over. Overall, I'm just going to stick to the Builder's one because it more suits my personal building style and how I just tend to approach these things. But the gadget might come in handy at some point later, and I figured I might as well make it remind myself how it even works. So I guess enough excuses. It's time to start tearing down some walls, huh? Okay, so we have the base platform done now. So this is just a small build. This is just a bridging area to the building we're going to put a power plant in, as well as a storage area for my my farms, and then platforms for Botania, possibly one or two hanging off the side of this. I haven't done a ton of decorating on this. As you can see, it's pretty bare bones. There's no windows on the exterior yet, or really decorations at all. It's because I don't entirely know what I'm going to do with the platforms that hang off for Botania. I don't know whether I'm going to put them, if I'm going to have them on both sides yet or not, or just the one. And I didn't do anything with the open end of this either because this is going to connect to a building that I don't know what it looks like yet. It's going to go right to here and that's what it's going to be. So I did add some glass down here so there's some visibility down to the bottom. I'm probably going to put it in the ceiling too, but I haven't made up my mind yet. And then coming back down here, we have another set of tunnel. We have what's going to be a tunnel down into the basement of the power plant. It's also going to have a storage room off to one side here to store the farm units that I all have in the compact machines. Once I move the power generators out of them and can just move them here for easier access to multiple sides to get things in and out of them. This is also where I'm going to run the main power conduit line down one of the walls into my main base from the power plant, probably on the opposite wall as the actual farms. But I've just left it empty here for now because right now there's nothing here and I don't know where the building's going to be yet. So I might enlarge in the near future if I want to move the farms early, but I will probably wait till after I set up the next building. While doing this, I decided the glass I wanted to put in the floor and the ceiling was going to be the Tinker's Construct clear glass, which only has a border around the outer edge of it. And it's made just by casting liquid glass directly into a casting basin. The problem is my setup for this was a little too slow. And I had to upgrade this to a Tinker's IO Smart Output, which required finally getting around to making a basin upgrade. I should update the slot upgrade as well. To go up this chain requires night slime, which I only have one of. One more ingot and a couple more nuggets of, so I don't want to make too much of this. The night slime itself isn't all that hard to make. It's molten iron and liquid purple slime, but I'll have to go up to a slime island to go get some purple slime. I probably should do that anyways and put that in my tree farm and swap out the orange one I've got, since I've got a ton of the orange ones now. But I don't have any immediate need for it. I also realized I never showed these off earlier. For these small brown boxes on the ground, they're modified sea lanterns. They're actually elder sea lanterns. So I found a couple in that elder prismarine cave outside the end porter way back, and it turns out you can make them pretty easily just by making a normal sea lantern and combining it with a piece of elder prismarine. And we have plenty of prismarine shards coming out of our sieve farm right now due to the ability to get it out of sand, which we've been doing for a while now. So I replaced a lot of my lanterns that were on posts in the floor with these, just because I feel like they're a little more they're a little less obtrusive and they don't stick out as much, and they match the color scheme of the floor for the most part. I might use them more heavily to the base, but right now I've just got them on this floor and the ones below it. I still kind of like the lanterns, but they're starting to get a little overused. As you can see in the background, they're just all over up there. So I might need to come up with a better lighting solution up in that hallway and possibly through other parts of the base. I also realized I never showed you guys my trophy corner back near my kitchen that I started setting up. So these are the mob kill trophies that I've been getting out of my mob farm. Just one of each, just, you know, for display purposes over here. And then up on the shelf, I have Biomes of Plenty terrariums. I can probably make a couple more, but I just haven't bothered looking at the recipes recently. But they just look kind of interesting up on the shelf there. One other thing I plan to add as just decorations around the base are all of the armors I'm getting out of the mob farm as well. I've been saving one set of each to put on the wall somewhere. I haven't decided where I'm going to put them. Probably on, well, I'm not going to make promises. I don't know for sure yet, but I'm going to set them up somewhere just to do a Hall of Armors type display area somewhere. Well, folks, this was a short one, but an important one today, because this unblocks me from moving on to the next things. Now that I've shown you what I'm doing here, I can now move my farms down in the basement. I can start building the power generator building at some point, you know, once I figure out what I'm actually doing with that, because I don't know. And then build a platform or two for Botania off to the sides here, and then maybe actually put proper decorations in this hall. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But I can actually work on that on my off time now without being blocked by it. So this was good progress for today. So, as always, I'm Ard. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.